Welcome back, everybody. In this episode, I'm going to talk about how knowing deeply what our values are and overthinking. So, if you're someone who's struggled with overthinking in the past, feeling anxious, I don't know what to do with my life, I don't know what to do if I should go to the gym or not, I don't know if I should take a rest day, I don't know if I should eat this food, I don't know if I should end this relationship, I don't know. These are very, very common decisions that people make. We're faced with decisions all the time. What am I going to eat? What am I going to think about? What am I going to do? What am I going to focus on? How do I want to feel? We have all these things coming at us, and that's from the inside, let alone, outside, and we have social media, or we have our friends or family or parents asking something of us. That's just a part of life. But if we don't manage it correctly, we can get anxious. We can get overwhelmed to a point where it's just like we want to just get ourselves some relief. And so oftentimes in our culture, what we do is we go for mediums to get that relief that might not be so healthy. Like for me in my life, I would deal with overwhelm not so well. I would have something stressful happen in my business or my life, and what did I do? I would go to the nearest food place that I loved, and I would just start eating food. And it helped relieve the pain I was experiencing for a short time, but I had the long-term pain of getting more fat, not liking myself for doing what I just did. It wasn't very empowering. And I know some other people, food isn't their, method of choice. Their method of choice is... Oh, there's something flying up around here. That's okay, we're talking about values and overthinking. This is important. Worth my death. So, some other people, they don't choose food. They might choose alcohol. They might choose their drug of choice. They might choose overworking themselves. They might choose getting in a toxic relationship. I don't know. We do crazy things that don't empower us to deal with emotions, to deal with stress. So I'm going to share with you why values are so important and how it's going to end overthinking for you. So what are values? Simply put, values are the beliefs that shape our life. Values are the beliefs that shape our life. So let me ask you a question. What feeling would you do the most to gain? What feeling would you do the most to gain? Is it love? Is it adventure? Is it intimacy? Is it creativity? Is it learning? What is it for you? What feeling would you do the most to gain? Because that's what your values are. Some people, they value energy. Some people, they value comfort and security and a feeling of warmth. Some people value love. Some people value crazy adventure. So which is it for you? And there's no right or wrong answer, but just know whichever values you pick will guide the rest of your life. I mean, come on, if you think of someone who is super adventurous, that is their number one value. And then you go to somebody who say is, well, not adventurous, maybe say their number one value is security. They want to feel secure in themselves, they want to feel secure in their finances. Security is their number one feeling they would do the most to gain. Well, can you think of what somebody who is adventurous for someone who wants security would do? Who's going to travel? Who's going to stay home? Who's going to go skydiving? Who's going to think that's a stupid waste of time? Again, there's no right or wrong. It's just our values shape our life. So what are your values? Or maybe even a better question, if you know something that you want, your end result, how can your values shape that? But we're going to talk about overthinking. So when we're overthinking, we're basically thinking, is this good? Is this bad? Should I do it? Should I not? And we have all these things. It's kind of good for this reason. It's kind of bad for this reason. It's, oh my God. And then we usually just pick the path of least resistance and get the relief from the decision. But here's how values can help. Let's use the easy example, a cookie. Most people, not everybody, excuse my language, most people like cookies. So if somebody likes a cookie and their number one value is comfort, they'll probably eat the cookie. But if their number one value is energy and health, it helps guide them in that decision. It helps guide them away from that. Because when shit hits the fan, when we have uncertainty in our lives, we gotta have something to drive us, right? We can't just be floating around doing nothing. We need something to drive us. Now, all of us have a current value system, but the question is it serving your greatest good? Is it serving your greatest output as a human being? I might stop for a second. Okay, cool. So I hope you have an idea of how important values are. Again, they're the beliefs that shape our life. So here's a way to find your current values and how you can decipher what you want your values to be. So how to find your current values? Well, you can't look at what you think, because usually we BS ourselves and we think, oh, I value health. But then here I am eating the cookie again on, Friday night, let's just say. So the way we look at our current values is we don't look at what we think, we look at our actions. Because that's what shows what we really value, because it's what we do. Because values is like what is important to us. What would we do the most to gain? So you can do this by looking at your credit card statement, just kind of reviewing your last few months, the things that you've done the most. These are some ways that you can get more clarity on what your values are currently. Now how to pick your values for the future. Or another way you can do that, actually, I have one more. What would the 5 words be that your top 5 closest friends would describe you as? Would they describe you as funny, loving, energized, calm, honest, fair? How would your closest friends describe you? And whatever that is, then those would be your top 5 values. Or they might give you hints as to what your top 5 values are. So that's that. So now how to create your values. First of all, figure out what you want. And then think, who's the type of person that would achieve this life, that would live this life? And then take that person and think, well, what does this person value? If the person's really in shape, they're super strong and fit, they probably value health as their number 1 value or their top 2 values. Maybe they also want a great family life, so they value love more than health. Or maybe they think that, well, if I'm going to even love my family, I got to be healthy. Because remember, values work on a hierarchy. Oh, jeez. Value, this is what happens when you do videos in nature. That's okay. The hierarchy being like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's say, top 5 values. So whichever ones you pick, that is the order that you will conduct your decisions from. This is to stop overthinking. So if you value health first and comfort second, you'll pick the healthy decision in the moment most often. If you value comfort first and health third, you'll pick the comfortable decision over the healthy decision most often. Does that make sense? Cool. All right. Well, hope that helps. Thank you guys for watching this video on values and how it can end overthinking for good. I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.